fam, and welcome to another episode of the Wanderlust Wealth Show. If you are watching this on YouTube, you will see that I have a brand new backdrop, which means that I have pretty much officially completed the Denver Art House, which, if you haven't been following for a while, is my newest house hack. If you don't know what a house hack is, basically it means that I purchase a property where I'm living in part of the property and then renting the other part out so that it covers my entire mortgage, it covers all of my expenses on the property, and then some. And for this one, it's quite a bit more too. But yeah, because I have a backdrop, I've got wallpaper, my whole setup is so cute right now, that means that I am pretty much done with the rental unit because I literally wouldn't let myself start designing my unit until I had the rental unit completely done. And I actually just welcomed my first guests to the Denver Art House yesterday, which is freaking phenomenal. And it's crazy. I literally went into the rental unit just to check it out and make sure it wasn't completely destroyed. And it was beautiful. They left it in such a great shape. I'm so excited for all of my next guests. Like literally, this place is going to be absolutely freaking phenomenal. And also, I listed this property less than a week ago. We already have over $4,000 in bookings for the month. I only have it open up for a month, so just the month of December, and we already have over $4,000 worth of bookings, which is freaking amazing. And right now I have everything listed really low because I actually listed the property before it was even completely ready. Like, we don't have professional photos yet. There are so many other things we don't have yet, but I decided to just go ahead and list it and see what we could get for it. Now, you're probably wondering, like, what does all of this have to do with like the title of this episode, right? Where it's like the one tip that will stop you from being a perfectionist, because who here, right, is an absolute perfectionist, and they want everything to go perfectly planned and to be completely done before they show it to the world, right? Especially if you're a high achiever like me. Like, I've always been a high achiever, so I want everything to be absolutely fabulous. And I realized that perfectionism within me was keeping me stuck and was keeping me from making money, right? It was keeping me from listing this gosh darn property that is pretty much almost completely done and is very much rentable already, because I needed to have every tiny little thing perfectly done within the property. And the thing is, y'all, is that perfectionism is keeping you from where you want to go. It's keeping you stuck from where you are now to where you want to go. And none of us want to be stuck, y'all. Like, we want to keep progressing. We want to be doing more. We want to be reaching our goals. And the only way to do that is to stop being a perfectionist. Like I was saying before, I don't even have professional photos on this property yet. I literally took pictures with my camera. They're really crappy. I cannot wait to get new pictures taken. The photographer is coming a week from now. But I just decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and take pictures and see who books, right? Like, I don't have videos of all the little quirks and kinks in the property, right? There are certain things where people may not know how to use them, so I like to take videos of everything, showing them how to use them. That way they aren't bombarding me with questions on, like, how do I use the oven? Or how do I change the temperature on the hot tub? Things like that. Like, I don't even have a doormat. Literally, my guests who were there yesterday, it had been snowing, which is crazy. We had a crazy snowstorm here in Colorado over the last few days, and it snowed for 4 days straight, which is not normal for Denver in any way, shape, or form. Usually it snows for one day, and then it's beautiful blue skies and sunny the next day, but it snowed for 4 days straight and right before the people came. And I'm running around not prepared for the snow, right? Because I thought I had at least a couple of weeks to prepare for that and get a shovel and salt and all of that. So I'm getting all of this together, shoveling snow from the walkway so that people don't fall over, all this stuff. But all of that could have easily stopped me from listing the property and from not going ahead and getting those bookings in. Because really, at the end of the day, these are just excuses that we're making for ourselves because we're trying to keep ourselves safe. It's safer to just keep working at it and keep trying to learn as much as you can and keep gathering more information and keep tweaking the property to make it perfect before you list it, right? But these are literally all excuses, because at the end of the day, what's really happening is you're afraid of success. You're afraid of really getting in there and seeing what you're made of and putting your product out there, putting your idea out there. For so many people, this perfectionist tendency that you have is stopping you from getting a property. It's stopping you from going full send on your side hustle. It's stopping you from quitting that job. You're waiting for this perfect time for all the stars to align and to be like, yes, I'm ready. But guys, you're never going to feel completely ready. It's never going to feel completely perfect. You need to just go ahead and get started. And so I remember the time when I was depressed and stuck in my corporate job. I already had my first investment property. It was crushing it. It was covering all of my living expenses and cash flowing on top of that. And I was saving money like crazy, honestly, and making money like crazy. It was wild because I wasn't having to pay rent. And I was in weirdly such a good spot. But in my head, I had it in my mind that first I had to reach $10,000 a month of passive income from my investment properties in order to quit my job and go full in on the thing that I really wanted to do. Okay, y'all, do I have something exciting for you? Now, I just came out with a brand new free training on exactly how you, yes, you can get started investing in real estate within the next 3 months. Because if you're someone who wants more freedom in your life, the ability to travel the world and do the things that you actually want to do in life, you're going to want to listen up. Trust me. Now, this training is freaking awesome. I literally go in and spill the tea on the number one strategy that is working right now, like literally today in today's market. And I go over how to look at deals and make sure that they actually cash flow and how to set your properties up so that you can run them from anywhere in the world. Like I literally have managed my properties from over 6 different time zones. So if you are stuck in analysis paralysis, you don't know where to start when it comes to real estate investing, but you know that it's something that you want to do in the future, this training is going to be for you. So to check it out, click the link in the show notes or DM me the word hack, like HACK on Instagram, and I will send you the link. Now let's dive back into the show. Where I got this idea from, I don't know. I feel like everyone who wants to get into real estate has this magic $10,000 a month number of cash flow before they can quit their job. And don't get me wrong, if that's what feels right to you, cool. For me, I was so depressed in the situation that I was in that it was actually keeping me back trying to hit this arbitrary number, even though I was in such a good spot where I had all of my living expenses covered. I could actually go and take a leap of faith into something else. But this perfectionist tendency in me that was like, no, wait, but I have to make sure that I have $10,000 a month in cash flow. That's what was keeping me back, waiting for this perfect time, this magic number to make the things that I wanted to do happen. And it wasn't until I finally took a step back, looked at my finances, looked at my savings, looked at how much I was making on my property, and if I'd be able to survive at least within the next year, right, without having that corporate income coming in, I realized I could, right? Instead of going around in circles and waiting for this perfect moment. I even think about when I was trying to buy my first investment property. I'd been listening to all the podcasts, reading all the books, doing all the things, right? But not actually getting pre-approved and not actually putting an offer in, right? Until that one time where I finally got pre-approved. I was like, oh, wait, this isn't so bad. I just needed to take that first step. Same with listing this property. I just needed to press list, right? So that I could get people in, and that was going to help move the needle. That first step was what was going to help push the giant boulder up the mountain. Because here's the thing, you're going to figure it out as you go. Stop being a perfectionist. I know, and that's completely different than what we were taught in school, right? In school, we're like, we got to plan everything out. And there is one way to get to the final answer, and it's the correct answer every time. Y'all, that's just not life. That is not how life works in any way, shape, or form. You have to stay in motion. You have to keep moving. And you might be like, okay, Olivia, yes, that is 100% me. I am the perfectionist. I am the person who is going round and round in circles in my head, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, right? But there is literally one easy thing that you can start doing today in order to get out of that perfectionist cycle. And that one thing that you're going to do is think about your one easy next step. That's it. Don't think about all the other 800,590 blah, blah, blah things that you want to do. What is the one next step that is going to move the needle? What is the one next step that is going to get the ball rolling? Don't think about the whole business plan, okay? Just the next step. For example, with buying a property, maybe you've been looking on Zillow, you've been kind of scrolling on Instagram, seeing things here and there. The next step, get pre-approved. Figure out how much you can actually afford versus just scrolling, not really knowing with no clear direction, right? Get pre-approved. Or maybe you are pre-approved, but you're still kind of in limbo, right? But you haven't put any offers in. Go put an offer in. Or maybe you're thinking of starting this amazing new business, right? But you haven't actually told anyone. And you haven't actually put your offer out there. So maybe that next step, that one next step that you can do that launches you in, right, is announcing it on social media, saying that you're doing a beta launch and you're trying to get 5 people into your program, or you're trying to get 5 people to test out this new thing that you're coming out with. Or maybe you're starting a product-based business. Maybe you want to sell a good, let's say it's headbands. I don't know. We're going to make this up, right? Maybe the first next step is to find a manufacturer who's going to build it, right? Like actually go and talk to that manufacturer versus like Googling online and looking at things, but not actually taking action. You need to figure out that one next step that is going to catapult you to actually follow through with what you're trying to do. Okay, because one of my good friends, Adrienne, she's a boss realtor in New Orleans, a dear friend of mine. She crushes it. And she called me up Friday and was like, hey, Olivia, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And then it kind of turned into a coaching session, like an impromptu coaching session. She's basically been trying to grow her social media so that she can get more clients and more leads into her real estate business, right? And she was telling me about all these different things that she wanted to do. She wanted to do ads and build a YouTube channel and grow her Instagram and all of this stuff. But the thing that has kept coming back to her for the last years, honestly, that I've known her is this YouTube channel and is being able to show the beautiful New Orleans properties to the world because there isn't really anyone doing it super well in New Orleans. And so I go to Adrienne, one next step. What is the one thing you can commit to within the next week that is actually going to help push the boulder up the mountain, right? Is it ads? Is it Instagram? For what it sounds like is you really want to have this YouTube channel. You've been talking about it for years now. And so she committed to actually scheduling a videographer to come with her to one of her showings during the week so she can get that recorded. And instead of figuring out who's going to edit this and who's going to post this and all that, just get the videographer out to film it. One next step. You are going to figure out all the next steps as you go. You don't have to have it all figured out right away. Because that perfectionism, right? Like, I have to have it all figured out. I have to have it all planned out. That is what is keeping you stuck. Because literally, the one thing keeping you stuck from where you are now to where you want to go is you. It's you and your perfectionist tendencies. Okay, that's it, y'all. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you understand too, I struggle with this all the time, and I have to remind myself, and I have to catapult myself, right? I have to sometimes just take action. I have to press list. I have to get the pre-approval. I have to put the offer in and kind of jump off the cliff a little in order to actually follow through with where I want to go. And so do you. Okay? I love you. I'm rooting for you. You got this. Make sure if you like this to leave me a raving review, or honestly, just post it on Instagram, tag me. I just want to see who's actually listening to the podcast. And I always appreciate it when you do post it. Okay. Bye, fam. Thank you so much for listening to Wanderlust Wealth Show. Now, don't forget to follow the podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you love this episode, it would literally mean the world to me if you shared this with a friend or a family member, or literally anyone off of the street. Right now, go ahead, share it so you don't forget, or post it on social media and make sure to tag me. I love seeing what you're listening in on and what you resonated with, and I'm just so freaking thankful for you. I'm so freaking excited for you. I love you, and don't forget, life really doesn't have to be hard.